Salutations to the kindred spirits. Starting a minute early today to compensate for all the times I've started a minute late. Also had to conduct a little business and say, hey, Scott Link, thank you for joining the membership. And also, Minturn the Magi, 19 months, dude. Love is real. Did Cy leave? He was so, Cy. He was so there. He was sitting. Did you see him? He's been sitting there for 10 minutes. Get all the kindred spirits in the house. Robert's not here. He's running late. Gary's here. What's up, Gary? Hope your things are going well today. Nick spotted the cat cup in the thumbnail. Look what I got from Stephanie Braun over at the J&B Magic Shop. She does drinking tumblers, and she messaged me the other day, and she said, hey, Doug, can I make a drinking tumbler of your cat thing? And I said, shucks, yeah, trade you a shirt for it. Speaking of the shirts, what? Let me just go ahead and do the unveil here. Look what showed up at my house. No less than, it's about 25 minutes ago. UPS rang my doorbell. Look at me, I'm all catted up. I got the print. I got prints too. And I got the cup. And I got the shirt. You can have a couple of these things if you want. And, you know, the links are around. Some of you have pre-ordered. Hey, there's Cat. I imagine Cat wants a cat shirt. I'm going to be giving one of these away next week. So if you can't buy one of those, you know. And hello, Phoenix. Always good to see you. Dr. Bob's here. What's happening? Karsten. Hey, let's get a close-up look at this thing. I've unboxed two of them. You want to get the high quality look at what this is. My Eat Sleep Magish Magic Cat shirt. This is the gray version. They're coming in gray and white. The white shirts will be in a week. You can pre-order them now. The link is in the description. You go to conjure.com. You'll see the pictures right on the website. Just for size reference, I'm 6 foot-ish, 6 foot. I've slimmed down to a nice trim 240. I was 250-ish last year, so we're going the right direction. But if you're about 240 and 6 foot-ish, this is an extra large. It's a Gildan soft style shirt. Feels great. They did a good job with the graphic. I don't hate it. And there's our opening commercial for new merch at conjure.com. So y'all go Eat Sleep Magish. And as noted, and I'll try and repeat this, if you would like to win one of these, and this is international, and I will cover the shipping, leave a comment on this video after the stream, and we'll give away one of these next week. So I'll tell you, when these shirts arrived, it kind of discombobulated my list of things to do. I got a to-do list, and I wanted to spend considerable amount of time today talking about some card tricks. We'll be doing that a little bit later. Also wanted to unbox a thing. I was, I'll tell you where I was. Hold on a second. This one, Sai. Come say hi to the internet. He's now ready to escape the office, having left his perch. This is our mascot, Sai the cat. If you don't know, now you know. He's been hanging out here lately, very happy to do so. Can you hang out there? You want to hang out here and let everyone see how pretty you are? Be a pretty kitty? Anyway. Yeah, you also get a free sticker. Do I have the stickers? It matches the shirt. So the sticker looks like this. You get it with the shirt. And note, I priced these at $25 on my website so that you get free shipping. So you don't even have to pay shipping. Let me let him out of the studio. Go on, then. Go on. You don't want to be on? Doesn't want to be on the internet. Less than professional. Robert, that was quicker than 15 minutes. I know, right? Look who's talking, young man. All right, so that little prologue here. This weekend, I was running around the French Quarter. I was visiting with John Stevens. He was in town, a fellow magician from Portland, and we ran over to the New Orleans Playing Card Company. And I got about 30 seconds of video. I won't be able to talk. There's a little audio in this clip, but here's what the New Orleans Playing Card Company looks like. And Stephen, for real, one day I want to get your face on camera and just talk to you for a while.
Yeah, let's do it.
And maybe, I guess, when the deck comes out, we'll do that.
I think you can pick that up on eBay for around 100, 150. I have 10 of those right now.
So yeah, that's the New Orleans Playing Card Company, a little emporium in the French Quarter in New Orleans. It's on Dumaine Street. I'm not going to give all the deets there. You can go Google up the information if you need to find exactly what that is. And while I was there, the proprietor, Stephen, who, by the way, is working on a project for yours truly, will be sharing that information in the near future if I haven't already shared it. You know, it is a magician's paradise. It's a card geek's paradise. It's yeah, bring extra bucks. Like those decks, I was salivating over that Ace Fulton New Orleans deck, but man, $65. Whew. Good thing that's not my hobby. Like buying expensive magic tricks is enough. The other deck, that tuck case on the Marie Laveau deck blew my mind with this holographic layered 3D. Yeah, so card art these days is phenomenal. We're going to look at one of those things today. I was handed this deck by Steven, and he said, Doug, open these on your stream. He said, I think this is one of the most beautiful decks available today. So I thought, man, first of all, sweet swag freebie from New Orleans Playing Card Company. Thank you, Stephen, for sharing a little love. And as I learned more and more about this intricacies of producing playing cards and card art, I was happy to take what Stephen thinks is the one of the most beautiful decks. I did a little short with this thing. I wanted to spend a little more time than 20 seconds to give the viewers a look at this deck. Is that right side up? I'm half blind here. This is from the Wild Kings project. I have left a link to their website in the description of this video. So if you want to go investigate the cards post-stream, this is where you go. The tuck case is exquisite. There's raised, embossed printing on this highly detailed case, and it is printed on the inside and on these, whatever these are called, number 13. So that's what the tuck case looks like. And what is that? The Delaware River crossing. So this deck, legal tender, inspired by United States currency, which originally to me sounded like, really? United States currency? That's your favorite deck? I don't know. So yeah, there is holographic printing on this deck. You can see it in the back shining. I hope you're appreciating some of this light refraction on the deck itself. And then we get to the meat, the Jokers. The Jokers are Mount Rushmore. So that's kind of cool. You get, you know, this is, if you're not from the United States, we have a large sculpture of some of our most famous luminaries, presidents of this land, and that's the Jokers for this deck. So kind of a cool set of Jokers. And this ace right away gives you an idea of just how classy and cool this deck is. That's a pretty good shot there. Shows some of the holographic features like the little counterfeit strips that are at the top. I'll show more of the inlaid backgrounds because you're not going to see it on this Ace of Spades, but how cool is that? So you'll see it on this, like this one. This is a weird one because it's the actual Declaration of Independence. Can you see it there, inlaid into the back of the card, into the background? And this is on all of the spades. So all of the spades have that Declaration of Independence holographic background. And note this too, the cards are different shades. So as you go from one suit to the next, they will be a slightly different shade of color, not unlike American currency. Now, when we get to the money here is when you get to see the court cards. Love that they represented some Native Americans in this series because, duh, they were here first. Some other wonderful historical figures. And of course, our founding fathers. There's Benjamin Franklin. Are you kidding me with the detail? Look at that, right? Again, I have left the links to the King's Wild project in the description of this video. And if you go buy something, tell them Steven sent you from the New Orleans Playing Card Company, because without him, we're not looking at these cards and no one's seeing this deck. So you can see on this one, it's like the torch of the Wokus of the Statue of Liberty. So that's what's on the diamonds. And let's get down here to the base cards. Jefferson. That Sacagawea? Is that who that is? History is not my forte. Those are the diamonds. The clubs have the American eagle, our mascot of this country, the land. And this is the symbol you'll find on most of our currency, the eagle. I wanted to mention, someone said that there should be some Illuminati symbols. There is Illuminati symbolism on that Ace of Spades right at the top and bottom of that. You know, I will not carry these. If I start dabbling and carrying like all of the specialty cards, I'll go broke. The cards that I'll carry are cards that are specifically linked to the magic that I perform. I do have some special vanity decks like the roulette deck, the craps deck, the slots deck. These are all marked and have magic features built into them that work for a working magician. Those kinds of decks you'll find in my shop. I don't know. I'll tell you this. The more I get involved with this, every time I visit Steven's Emporium, the New Orleans House of Playing Card Company, I gain a deeper appreciation for this art form, producing these wonderful cards. And the last one we'll look at here is the hearts. What's in here? This is another eagle. Yep, another eagle symbol. Some flower details. And here we have Andrew Jackson, who was a luminary important to New Orleans for sure. Quite honestly, have no idea who that is. King Louis? Is that who it is? I don't know. And George Washington. You know what? I'll tell you one thing about these. I went to Pharaoh this deck when I was doing the unboxing, and these are not the most Pharaoh-friendly cards. Like, if there's anything that doesn't pass the test on these cards, it's the Pharaoh check. And maybe it's the embossing on this. It feels like these just don't want to do the Pharaoh the way that I generally handle it. But aside from that, these cards, which if I'm not mistaken, are produced from the Expert Playing Card Company. And yeah, that's your unboxing of the Legal Tender deck. Thanks to you, Steven. And if you'd like to learn more about Steven, I think I left a link for his latest Kickstarter. He's about to release a deck that's focused on New Orleans, Dark Legends, which will have all the court cards with New Orleans-centric characters. And then only Scott Link's going to come up with an Al Bundy reference here. And, yeah, y'all could point your way towards, you know, King's Wild Magic and go get some of these. And again, say thanks to Steven for putting the shine on those cards. But yeah, go follow his Kickstarter. You can Google either New Orleans Playing Card Company to keep your eye on this deck, which is coming out just a month or two from that. And then closer to the summer, our Gaff deck project that I'm doing with Steven should be available, and I'll hope to have some like preview decks in hand in the next couple month or two. Yeah, they handle great. They're slippery. They just don't Pharaoh well, if anything. So if you're a Pharaoh, look, probably not your cards, but I'm guessing if you're interested in those cards, you're interested in them for the art, you know, because these are very much collectible art pieces is what they are. I don't think these cards were intended to be used for sleight of hand, although I do have some ideas in mind that are cash specific. Someone say Conn's cash specific. And yeah. If you're arriving late, the cat shirts have arrived today. They showed up on my doorstep about 30 minutes before the stream. The gray shirts are shipping, well, probably Friday I'll get, because I got about 30, 40 pre-orders to pack, and then we'll get the rest of them in the mail, certainly by this weekend, and so on. Conjure.com, it's on the front page there. All right, continuing the card-centric unboxing, and I did have a card trick that I wanted to share with y'all. In fact, I intended today to be kind of a deep dive down the Triumph rabbit hole. I've been studying the history of the Triumph effect, or we could call it the self-writing cards. I've got a few interesting handlings of that we may or may not get to today as the stream goes on. One in particular we're going to cover, the Nick Trost Topsy Turvy Aces. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's take just a second and give a little more unboxing attention. Let me get this trick out over here, because I already unboxed it. I did an unboxing this weekend over at right here on the YouTubes. I had this on my desk to take a look at, and I completely forgot to open it up. So we're making up for that right now with the Lucky Ladybugs. This is from Joshua Ray. Joshua Ray. With all due respect, Joshua, I just wonder if you thought about changing your last name. No? Just kidding. I thought Josh J has a new trick out. No, Joshua Ray. Get it right, folks. So this is the Lucky Ladybug trick. This is, that was a bad start for this. These are, I can just, here. In its debut performance, I'll actually kind of be making this up as we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Lucky Ladybug. These are pictures of logs. You get a few of these. These are printed on like a plastic kind of stock. And you know what attracts logs is, what logs attract is little ladybugs. As I'm doing this, I realize I can't do the handling I want. Let me just get to the basic effect, and then we'll talk about it. Maybe we can even look at the Lucky Ladybug trailer. So what do you do with this is you have your spectator hold out their hand. You give them one of the Ladybug cards. I would have them choose which one they wanted. And then they wave their hand over the card, and the Ladybug is vanished. And when they wave their hand over the card, the Ladybug appears on their hand. How cute is that? A version of Jim Pace's The Web, a much needed version of Jim Pace's The Web, as the web is a trick that has a spider appear on the back of a spectator's hand. And this is a frightening effect. I've also seen magicians do this trick with cockroaches. There's a trick called Boris, Pet Boris, with the cell phone. And scary for your audience. This trick, lovable. Lovable. Look at the package. It's freaking beautiful. See if I cannot show the tutorial. These creators obviously care about the work they're publishing. This is the Deuce Gala company, deucegala.com. You might have seen these guys on the Magic Guys podcast not too long ago. Sadly, I missed this episode. But they produce this wonderful product and some other lovely things. You get a plethora of hand-painted ladybugs, little ladybug sticker in there. That's nice. 2 cards with ladybugs printed on them and 1 without. And how much is that? It's only 20 bucks. It's hard to find a good magic trick for less than 20 bucks. Well, we found one today. This is Lucky Ladybug. What's up, Harley? Good to see you, sir. So, if there was anything that I would like to see a little different about this product, it's this. The tutorial that's included with it is quite simplistic, to the point where literally just 1 double turnover is all they suggest. So, you know, they suggest showing the 3 cards. You do the secret stuff to make the ladybug appear on your spectator, and then the ladybug vanishes from their hand. Where is it? Poof! the ladybug vanishes and appears on their hand. What I would have liked to seen in this package is one more ladybug card. This would allow a few things in the universe, including starting with 3 ladybugs and or starting with 4 and maybe integrating an Elmsley count handling. I would have also seen some, I'd like to see some options on the handling. This packet allows for some potentially longer routines. And for example, you could say these are, you could do a show like this. You could say these are my pictures of logs. Let's try and craft a better presentation than that. So you see what I'm saying here? We could start with like a 3-card Monty Animan Christ alignment procedure to show the cards as blank. And then you would say, I used the logs to attract lucky ladybugs. Yeah, they appear on the backs of the cards when someone is about to get lucky. So now we have an effect of the ladybugs appearing before one then vanishes in the spectator's hand to appear. Here's the answer. Tim has it. Buy 2 sets. That's all. At $20 at $19.95, it's not unreasonable. And then you would also have 40 of the little lucky ladybugs, you know, that appear on the spectator's hand. They do offer a package of ladybugs when you find yourself loving this trick, because I'm sure you will, because come on, the ladybug appearing on someone's hand, they're going to freak out. You can get a whole bunch of these as well, and that's another avenue for working this as a professional. But this is the trick I didn't unbox, and it's one I'm super happy to have in my store and just in my life in general. I haven't taken it out to the viewing public yet, but I'm looking forward to doing so. You'll see it on a short form video, I'm sure, once I get the chance to do that. And that's the Lucky Ladybug from Deuce Gala. Congratulations, fellas. You got it right. You know, a lot of magic companies don't get it right in modern times. Okay, what's next? I got lists. Next on the list, I wanted to talk about this jam. I said to these fellas, hey, fellas, you want me to mention the thing when I'm on my thing about the thing? And they said, yeah, mention the thing. So here's the thing. Are you interested in magic? Where am I? Well, I am on the, but where am I for real? I'm on the Ring 58 homepage. This is the hosting club for the Winter Carnival of Magic, which is happening in March 7th through 9th. Where look, oh, they have a teaser video. Let's see. We'll look at the teaser video. How about that? They put together quite a lineup this year. There's the fellows. Hello, IBM Ring 58, International Brotherhood of Magicians. What do you have for us this year? Steve Valentine, Total Pro, Evansons, Minimalism at its finest. This is the man I'm most excited about. No disrespect, Jaffo, you two can't wait to... This guy, I'll be there. Annie Buckler, let's go! Andy Gladwin's going to be there. And Nick DeFott, are you kidding me with this? Family performers, David Ginn, 14 dealers. Here's the Tennessee Magic Emporium. Those are good people. Andrew Gerard, I believe, there. Post contest. That sounds fun. Eric Tate. Eric, you there? Open mic contest. That sounds good. Country Tonight, preview and pigeon form. All right, so there's our little promo from the fine folks at IBM Ring 58. I'm looking at this page. Hold on. Hold on. Let me not be too squirrely. What state is it in? This is in Tennessee. Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, I believe. And I know some kindred spirits will be there. I'm looking forward to seeing Matthew Mosley for the first time. All right, let me go back to their webpage. We'll talk just a little bit more about what's going on. You can get some more information and get all the deets. So March 7th through 9th, what is it? It's a 3-day convention. The location is right there. It's where that red dot is. Registration, $189. So you do 1 day for $109. There'll be stage shows in the Country Tonight Theater, magic lectures, dealers. Public show tickets are available. So if you just want to go to the show, maybe you live in the area or you're close enough, you could drive in and just go to one of the public shows that night. Let me tell you, with this bill, Steve Valentine, the Evansons, Bob Sheets, Andy Gladwin, Joffo, I think Eric Olson's going to be there. John Allen might be there. So see if we got we'll take one more look here at the performers. Evanson, Steve, Bob, Joffo, Andy, Nick DeFont. Can't wait to meet Nick. Scott Wells will be there. It's going to be a good time. And I think I've said all I wanted to say today about that Winter Carnival of Magic. Living the dream, Harley. Thanks for caring. Please don't call me that. Thank you. As I was looking at the screens to share, I don't think I shared this screen, but I should. This is the King's Wild Project site. There's the legal tender card. So if y'all go to this link, you can poke around and check out this plethora of specialty playing cards. I would imagine like you could pick anything from this company's selection. How cool is that? Jigsaw puzzles? What? Jigsaw puzzles? All right. So that's the King's Wild playing card site. You want a legal tender deck. This is where you get it. $15. Not a bad price. And you can go learn more about the cards and look at them all in detail right here. Check that off the list. We did that. Close that window. Boom. All right, I'm babbling quite a bit. Let me sip the mana juice, see if anyone has any questions about anything I've talked about yet. What's left here? Triumph. We can get to that next. I'll teach everyone a card trick, and then we can all go enjoy our Wednesday evening. As mentioned earlier, if you would like one of these shirts for free, just drop a comment on this video in the description, in the video, in the comment section. Maybe use the words eat, sleep, Magish. That'll get my attention. Make sure you get on the wheel of names, and I'm going to send one of these and a sticker out to someone next week. Here's the question that's certainly worth asking and certainly worth answering. Randall makes a point to ask it every week. It's one of the reasons that I'm teaching the trick I am today, and I'll talk about it all in just a second. Refilled is on the way. Thanks to everyone who shopped at my store this weekend. Had a very busy weekend, sold out of a lot of things. I've reordered. They should be here by Friday. So Jake, keep an eye on the store front Friday. And yeah. And Randall, do that after the stream in the comment below. Let me pop open this legal tender deck. Watching from Japan. Konnichiwa. I'm pretty fluent in Japanese. I also know how to say taco in Japanese. Looking for the Mount Rushmore. This deck is a little weird about anything. It's the Jokers, which is not really what I was doing, but it sounds like I might. Do I have the Boy Who Cried Magic book? I don't. I should. In particular, I'm very interested in Andy's writings. This is Andy Gladwin's book. In the lists of books I didn't get that one last year. But Andy's work on the double push-off, or pushing off multiple cards from the top of the deck, is not to be ignored. So if you want to do like a push-off double or a strikes or a push-off second, let's not embarrass ourselves and keep doing that. The subject at hand for now, let's make the subject cutting to the high cards. So I'm going to give a demonstration of how to cut to the high cards. I've been working on some techniques for this, and I think I have one that might be worth your attention. Of course, before you cut the high cards, in general, you want to start from a well-shuffled deck. We could use our false Hindu techniques I taught last week as well. So here's the technique. What you want to do is turn about half of the deck face upwards. So take half the decks, turn it face up, and then shuffle them into the face down stock. Something like this. Face up, going into face down. As you do this, what you kind of want to do here is keep an eye out for maybe for like one of the aces. So as I cut the cards face up and face down, I'm kind of looking for one of the aces. All right, so that's, yeah, those are the high cards. I think I figured out where they are. I've got all 4 of them locked together about dead center. And if I'm not mistaken, just to make it easier, they'll be the only cards face up in the pack. I was mistaken about dead center, but that's the 1, that's the 2, that's the 3, that's the 4 aces, the only 4 cards face up in this face down deck. And that is the Nick Trost Topsy Turvy Aces routine. Got a hanger. I'll get a lot of hangers and tricks. I don't do that often, and this is one of those. And certainly my second deal is in horrible shape right now, but we work every day on that. So this is a self-working, almost self-working. This is a very easy triumph routine from the mind of Nick Trost. I was enlightened to this routine from one of my mentors, John Rockerbomber. He did this trick and did it well, and it was in his lecture as well in the early days. The trick starts with a setup of 4 aces reversed on the face of the pack. So the lion's share of the deck is face down. The 4 aces are face up at the bottom of the pack. So false shuffle, false shuffle, false shuffle. We're maintaining our stock on the bottom. If you saw my last tutorial on the Hindu shuffle, look what I'm doing here. Just not shuffling the bottom cards, just taking from the top. You can also do it this way. Well, Carly, you don't have to do a tabled riffle shuffle for this. I guess you do, actually. Never mind, take back. But I'm just maintaining that stock on the bottom. As I go into the triumph setup, I'm going to do the Tenkai optical revolve. So the impression is that I'm going to take half of the cards and turn them face up to the table and shuffle them into the face down pile. As I do this action, I'm secretly reversing half of the deck. You know what I'm going to do here? Let me take a Hail Mary. And as I was kind of expressing earlier that these cards might not be ideal for card magic, I think some of the displays that I'm trying to accentuate with this trick aren't coming through clearly enough, and I'm having trouble seeing the identities of the cards being used to. Old Faithful. Red Bikes, we're going to switch to this. This will help you see what I'm trying to teach. And what do I got here? Yeah, so let me get the 4 aces out. Someone's been doing card to wallet recently. 1, 2, 3, 4 aces reversed on the bottom of the pack. That's our setup. Secretly maintain them here with the shuffle. Spread the top half of the pack. Square it into the right hand biddle grip. And then both hands revolve 180. The right hand turning face up as the left hand turns face down. This is the Tenkai optical revolve. It looks like that. And it secretly reverses, or apparently leaves this pile intact while actually reversing the deck. So are those the right words? It's easy. Just do this. Spread, square, grab, revolve, table, and separate. So now we have this portion covered by the face down aces. We're going to riffle shuffle at the corners. We don't want to expose the face down cards on the left side. So when you riffle shuffle, it's kind of a closed shuffle right at the corners. Note that the corners here are all white. So shuffle with the left hand here as opposed to having the indexes. You see how the indexes show here? So if you have to do a shuffle where half the deck is face up like this, keep the indices in your left hand. And then when you do this, you have a little room for error on the face up side that's hidden under the face down cards. Leave the 4 aces squared uppermost as we apparently square these cards together, but let the audience see the deck coming together in this fashion. Square it very nicely. Here's our condition of the deck with half of the face up, with the lion's share of the face up deck below the face down cards. We're going to cut half of the deck away and then turn it over. So it's the top half goes to the table, and then the other half gets turned over as you set it to the right. So aces go here. This situation goes here. The other half gets turned down and placed to the right. Now we're going to do this display. It's a crisscross display that apparently shows the deck as mixed face up and face down. And then as we flip-flop the packets back on top of each other and then do this, what's going to happen, I should have cut the deck earlier, it's going to correct the deck and place the aces back the way they should be. You see how this is visually easier to see with the red cards and the clear white cards. So one more time, our aces are here. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Let me stop and say, yes, this replay will be available post-stream. Cut the upper half, revolve both hands at the wrist. Here it is from this side. I know you guys like to see this angle sometimes. Cut the upper half, revolve both hands at the wrist, placing the packets face to face. And that gets tabled in this position for just a second. Spread this packet face up, close ribbon spread. Last 4 cards dropped on top. As you cut the upper packet, revolve it 180 degrees. We're going to leave the lower fourth on the table as we pick up the top 3 quarters. Crisscross the hands, leave the lower portion on the table, lift up. Crisscross the hands, leave the lower portion on the table, lift up. Crisscross the hands. And now to correct this apparent mess, just flip the packets down and then merge the 2 together. This way, this way, this way, and then like this. Let's see where our aces here. So they're a little bit near the top for this sequence. You'll want to give a little bit of a cut to centralize before you spread to show that indeed you have located the 4 high cards. That is Nick Trost's Topsy Turvy Aces. I hope that made some sense. And if not, you're going to want to go study maybe Subtle Card Magic. I think that was the name of the book that I learned this trick from. I think the title alone is enough for you to search more information if you need it. I really wanted this to be a chat about several methods, including the original Charles Jordan automatic reversal. He introduced the self-writing cards back in the 1930s. Martin Gardner was a good guy. He came along with the slop shuffle doing this thing, right? This is my go-to. Let me say this. For working triumphs, I suggest Jay Sankey's Back in Time. Jay Sankey's a YouTuber, and he has published his Back in Time Triumph, and it uses the very attainable slop shuffle procedure, which is this, right? It looks like you're mixing them up, but you're just putting cards back to back, which is actually a version of the Charles Jordan technique. Also, when you do this, you can do a red-black separation too. When you do the slop shuffle, do it at the reds and the blacks. And if you run through this deck in this fashion, here we are going through the some of the ideas I wanted to cover. It looks like you're mixing them face up and face down, but you end up with a deck that's separated into reds and blacks at the end of the sequence. And then you can go into something like Out of This World, or maybe a red-black location routine. Did I do that right? Yeah. So, yeah, out of this world where the spectator segregates the deck into red, black. So it is possible to use the slop shuffle as a color segregation. And boy, I wanted to talk about Alex Elmsley's minor triumph. All of these things will be talked about on learnsleightofhand.com. Yeah, I'm still actively working on that website every day. Turns out this, to do it as good as what I wanted to do, it's just going to take a whole lot more work than I thought, because I am not one to do this. Just say, oh, the student needs the Triumph Shuffle. Let me just slap out a 5-minute video on the Triumph. When I decide to teach the Triumph Shuffle, I have to first figure out where it started. Well, we learned that today. Charles Jordan, with his automatic reversal. Then I have to learn the things that led up to the version I want to teach, which is Di Vernon's Triumph. I've done a tutorial on this subject, but I'll be updating all of those tutorials for Learn Sleight of Hand. And to make a long story short, it'll be done when it's done. I'm trying very hard to get this right. Also, what's up, Chris? Good to see you, brother. You try and sneak your way down to Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge. Come see us at the winter carnival. Chunky, the go-to trick for me with the aces, I'll give we'll wrap up this set. I'll give you 3 easy ones, right? And you can learn to do a little ace magic here. So after producing the 4 aces, what I would generally do is this. I say maybe 52 cards is too many to watch. So we'll just use the 4 aces. Should make it a little bit easier for you to follow, and maybe just keep your eye on one of them. So you could follow the ace of clubs. See if you can tell me when it jumps to the top. Did you see it jump to the top? But not here. That's the ace of hearts. That's the ace of diamonds. The ace of clubs is on the top over here. And that is Doc Daly's last card trick. That's a little switcheroo that I have taught on this channel. I'm going to show you a couple of easy ones that I've taught. This is a simple ace assembly. It's kind of like cheating at poker. You put the aces with some other cards and give them a cut. You could have your spectators cut this packet if you'd like. In fact, you could have them cut it all night long. When you're ready for the denouement, you just deal some poker hands back out. And if you've practiced like every good magician should, you'll be able to deal yourself those 4 aces or make them appear into any pile that your spectator would happen to choose. We'll finish the demonstration with, yeah, let's go with this. We'll do the Henry Christ fabulous 4 ace trick, which is the trick so good the man thought enough to name it all after himself. The Henry Christ fabulous 4 ace trick. Nice thing about this trick is that unlike most 4 ace routines, you get to clearly see where each one goes. I feel like I've done this thing recently on the stream. I don't know. I also feel like I have short-term memory loss half the time. This is the Di Vernon impromptu setup for this trick, which allows you to take a shuffle deck in use and cleanly put the aces back in. And you can see where that one goes back in. This one goes back just as clean, right into the packet. No funny business. It's not true, actually. There is funny business. It's coming right here. But look, it's almost done. And now there is no funny business. With those 4 aces fairly lost in the pack, I'll go in search of them one at a time in dramatic fashion. The first one happens with the snap of the finger as one card turns over. One card turns over. Okay, that's a 7. So this is an indicator card. The 7, it indicates that I missed. I missed the ace. It is a 7, so maybe we could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I did it wrong. It's just supposed to be the, yeah, it's supposed to be dramatic like that. I haven't taught this exact version, GP, because I don't even know where this one's going yet. I made a shift to the left, but we're not a quitter. Let's try the magic spell. Magic spell. ACE spells ace. OF spells of. HEARTS spells hearts, and that is the ace of hearts. I'm as curious as everyone else where the ace of spades might be coming from, and I think it's about 26 from the bottom of the pack, but secretly disguised as the 3 of spades. So if I can just wipe off this disguise, it will start to look like the ace of spades, and that leaves 1 to go. I'm citing it now, although I could also do so with a similar procedure that I showed you earlier, where you shuffle the cards face up and face down. And as they go by in this direction, I'm just looking for that last ace, which is the ace of diamonds. And that's how we get ourselves out of a sticky widget. That's the version 62.4 of the Henry Christ Fabulous 4 Ace trick. The version where it's not preset, check this out. This is the Die Vernon setup for this trick. So they're in shocked order: spades, hearts, clubs, diamonds, shocked. S for spades, H for hearts, C for clubs, D for diamonds. SHCKD, shocked order. And you take a shuffled deck in use. I'm just going to briefly run through the setup here so you can see how to get into the Die Vernon setup for this Henry Christ trick. Spreading from the face of the deck, we're going to count 9 cards. That's where I went wrong. I didn't count 9. I totally did it wrong. So it's 3, 6, 9. That's why I blew that. I didn't count it right. So 3, 6, 9 go onto this card. And then I spread till I see a 7 and turn everything face down atop it and grab the 7 and table these. So I'm reversing the 7 on the fly. Okay. So it's this action. We'll put a few cards with each ace. 3, 6, 9. Spread to a 7, turn these face down and table everything with the reverse card. And now we're in the Henry Christ setup. So we're ready to go just like the standard. This one goes 3rd from the top. This gets placed next to the reverse card. We hold the break here. And someone asks if I have taught this on the channel. I taught it in a live session, and you're going to have to kind of go down the rabbit hole of my YouTube lives to look for, please be there, 1, 2, 3, 4. No. I'm like patting my head and rubbing my tummy. I'm not doing something right. God, I love this trick so much, and I'm not doing it justice. Standard fare for this channel. I bit off more than I can chew. I think I've ran longer than I like to run at 4 minutes and 47 seconds. Go into YouTube, Google Doug Conn, Henry Christ Fabulous 4 Ace trick. You'll probably find the instructional to that. Leave a comment on this video session after this stream is done. I will collect these comments, put them onto the wheel. We'll spin the wheel next week. Someone will get the Eat Sleep Magic Cat shirt. They're in stock now. If you want a gray one, go order it at conjure.com. And yes, there is a tutorial for the easy ace assembly, and that's exactly the phrase that you'll want to do. Search for that. It's literally self-working. Self-working trick. I picked it up from Bill Tarr's 101 Classic Easy Magic Tricks. I don't hate the shirts. As my first merch, I was a bit trepidatious about the shirt order. They're soft. They feel good. Got a little body sweat. Turn off the air when I'm running the stream. A little warm in here today. Before I go, do I have the No Man's Land book? I don't. No Man's Land. I'm not even sure what that is. For magic books, that's unusual for me. I'll have to look that one up. Let me give one bit of reference on this for those that would like to do so. You could also go to conjure.com and look where I'm at here. And I'm here on my back end. You go to learn, and you go to easy card magic. And if you go down here, you'll see the easy ace assembly tutorial. Hey, welcome back to Conjure's Classroom. Today we're talking about 4 ace tricks. This is a great follow-up to the Fantastic 5 trick, and that's where you can find that information. I have a whole curated bit of easy and intermediate and so on magic at conjure.com. So. I've got plans for other merch, and if these shirts sell well, I'll be selling more and expanding these offerings. So if you would like to see more things along these lines offered from me, heck, go buy a shirt. I'll give you a good value. I'll send you a free sticker, and I'll cover the shipping. Yes, sir. Let's do that. Gary, pleasure to see you. I wish you and Karen the best this weekend. Please send your lovely wife my regards and hang tough. I'll expect an update. I'm going to wrap up here, folks. I've got shirts to organize, 100 of them, things to pack. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. I'll see you next Wednesday. We'll give away a shirt. Ciao for now. Peace.